How do, everybody? Well, this morning I was picking up on square foot gardening. I'm very familiar with the principles of square foot gardening from lasagna gardening and hugelkultur gardening, about square foot, making raised beds and all. And basically square foot gardening is basically making raised beds from 2x4s, red brick, cinder block, foundation block. So I've been doing some research on the internet and been reading to what people's been putting out there on the interwebs about plants you can get in a square foot. So I just copied down what they've been saying. There's an example. You can get one zucchini plant in 1 square foot. Same thing with cabbage and broccoli and cauliflower and pepper and eggplant, okra and tomato. So basically, here's a little chart I got. I got it in a spursed out. So basically, I don't have okra growing on one side and peppers growing on the other. So I just have it spaced out a little bit. So basically, each one of these here little boxes equals a square foot. So now, you're probably asking, why are you going to be growing okra and peppers together like that for? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I got this little thing called a companion planting chart, and it's courtesy of a gardening almanac or farmer's almanac. If you ever pick one of those up, and if you score lucky that it has one in there for the year that you picked it up, then you got some information. And here's why I'm putting okra and peppers together. Now then, if you look at the okra, it's mutually benefited by peppers. Now if you go down to peppers is mutually benefited by basil and okra. Well, how about that? But now here, let's go look at basil. Basil is mutually benefited by peppers. So now here's my construction technique. I'm going to use foundation block. Those block that you use for making the basements and cellars on houses. It'd be very ideal because I'll have these little exposed holes on the making of the bed that I can drop some basil plants in each of these little holes, and they'll go on around outside the bed. So basically they'll make the bed bolder, and I'll make sure the inside of the bed is 4 foot wide by 4 foot long. So now I'll have one raised lasagna garden based off the square foot garden, which will have 3 plants that will basically benefit each other one way or the other. So how about that? So this is just my list of what I've gone through so far on how many plants per square foot I can get in, and my companion planting chart. And these are my little cheat sheets I'm using, and I have my own little codes and been going down. And if you have some graph paper and make yourself a list off the internet of how many plants you can get in a square foot based off the square foot gardening idea. You know what you have. You can find your seeds, compare them, see what you have. And if you don't have a companion planting chart, I'll put a link right underneath this video. That way it'll give you an online version of this companion planting chart for everybody to see. But still better yet, go out and get you a farmer's almanac and scan through there and see if they have a companion planting chart. Because I tell you what, taking these little charts and these little books and papers out with you is a heck of a lot easier than dragging out a computer out there. And plus too, you don't want to get those computers dirty because they sure are expensive these days. So this is it for now. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.